The Dell G3 is a well-priced gaming laptop with decent specs, so let's find out how well it performs in 15 different games at all setting levels. Just quickly, before we jump into the benchmark results, I'll cover off the specs in my unit. There's an Intel i7-8750H CPU, Nvidia 1060 Max-Q graphics, and 16GB of memory running at DDR4 2666 in dual channel. These are the highest specs available with the G3, however it's also available with the i5-8300H CPU or Nvidia 1050 or 1050 Ti graphics instead, so expect lower results with lower hardware. Other than that, I was running Windows 10 with the latest Nvidia drivers, so let's see how well it runs. Fortnite was tested with the replay feature, and even at epic settings, we're seeing pretty nice results, above 60 FPS averages, so it's running quite smoothly, with higher frame rates available at lower setting levels, although it's worth keeping in mind the G3 only has a 60Hz display. Overwatch was tested playing in the practice area, and again, even at epic settings it was running perfectly, with 1% lows that were above the refresh rate of the display, and an average frame rate above 100. PUBG was tested using the replay feature. The results at ultra settings aren't great, which isn't too surprising as this isn't a very well optimized game. At lower setting levels, the results are decent enough to play well though. Shadow of the Tomb Raider was tested with a built-in benchmark, and this is after a recent game-ready driver for the game from Nvidia. In any case, the results don't seem too bad at the lower setting levels. CSGO was tested using the Uletical benchmark, and the frame rates were alright for this test. Actually slightly better than when I tested the G5 with the same specs a few months ago. Rainbow Six Siege was tested with the built-in benchmark, and we're still able to average well above 100 FPS even at ultra settings, again with fairly high 1% lows, so this game should run pretty smoothly without any problems. Far Cry 5 was also tested with the built-in benchmark, and with ultra settings we're just able to average above 60 FPS. A pretty nice result for this particular test, with 1% lows that aren't too far behind. Assassin's Creed Origins was another game that was tested with the built-in benchmark. The results aren't too bad, as this is a more demanding title, although I don't think it needs super high frame rates to play anyway. Dota 2 was tested using a fairly intensive replay, so this should be a worst case scenario. These results are not the same as playing the actual game. This benchmark is far more intensive than typical gameplay, and despite this, the frame rates are pretty good for the specs. Testing Battlefield 1 in the first campaign mission ran nicely regardless of setting level. It played great for me even at ultra settings, with 1% low results around the refresh rate of the display, so even the dips in performance weren't too bad. Watch Dogs 2 is a somewhat demanding game, although I don't think it needs a high frame rate to play, and it played great at high settings, still playable at higher settings but not as good, as shown by the 1% lows in the 20s. Ghost Recon was tested with a built-in benchmark, and is also a demanding game. Pretty much no laptops can really run this at ultra settings, so no surprise there, but definitely playable with lower settings. The Witcher 3 was almost able to average 60 FPS at ultra settings. Granted, that's with Hairworks disabled, but it was running much nicer at basically any other setting level, and the 1% lows didn't really change much between settings. Shadow of War was tested with a built-in benchmark, and pretty decent results for this test, with high settings required to average above 60 FPS. Ashes of the Singularity was also tested with a built-in benchmark using DirectX 12. This test is pretty intense, so the results aren't that great, with massive dips shown in the 1% low results. I've said in the past that the Nvidia 1060 graphics are an excellent choice in a gaming laptop if you're looking to play modern games at 1080p with high settings and still get nice frame rates. And my previous testing has shown that the Max-Q 1060 is only about 10% behind the 1060, so we're still seeing pretty nice results in these games. But again, if you go for a G3 with 1050 Ti or 1050 graphics, then expect lower results. I haven't yet tested undervolting or overclocking, as this will vary between laptops based on the hardware, but I'll cover those in future videos along with detailed temperature testing. This is just how the laptop performs out of the box in a number of different games, as this is likely how most people will probably end up using it. Don't worry though, I'll definitely cover the more advanced stuff too. So how do you guys think the Dell G3 laptop did in these games? As we've seen, the 1060 Max-Q was a great option for a gaming laptop and is able to play modern games with decent frame rates without issue. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for the full review of the Dell G3 gaming laptop, as well as future tech videos like this one.